What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and what do you know, guys? We did it once again. We had another incredible day on the VIP. We have some setups. We just cashed a 5.25x. We also cashed a 3-man with this Mbappe discount that I believe I sent out to my VIP, and we are again at all-time highs, right? So hopefully you guys watched yesterday's video. You listened to what I was explaining, telling you guys that throughout the entire World Cup, I pretty much talked about us reaching all-time highs. Even before the World Cup, I told you guys we're going to continuously reach all-time highs in this World Cup. I'm going to say the same thing, after the World Cup. I'm going to say the same thing, especially when the football season starts, all right? If you want to doubt me now, do not doubt me during football season, all right? Because we should be able to go up easily, I would say like 250 to 300 units during football season. We've done that about 2 to 3 years in a row now. We're at 150 units or 148 units, 45 units right now on the VIP at the middle of the season, or the middle of the year mark, okay? So it is now the middle of the year. Again, my goal this year is to go up 500 units in this year, and we're on track to do so, right? I would have liked to be up 200 units in the middle of the year, but you can't have everything. The one thing that I was a little bit like, I didn't think about was we had a couple of weeks before the World Cup that were a little bit slow, because what ended up happening is the Champions League final happened versus PSG and Arsenal, so there wasn't really any soccer the week before that, and then we had about a week and a half for the World Cup to happen, so we didn't have soccer for about 3 weeks, and soccer has really been our main sport in these kind of spring months. So we kind of had to bunker down a little bit for about 3 weeks, and we didn't, a lot of the plays I was sending out were for the World Cup starting. Now the World Cup's obviously well underway, and it's pretty much in the middle of the World Cup now. But again, we just reached all-time highs again, guys. We just cashed another, I guess you call this a 3-man, but 2 3-mans. And how we did this, guys, is we use football correlation, right? I talked about football correlation and it being one of our best sports. This is exactly how we're going to go up 250 to 300 units this year with football, is taking football correlated duos like this. For example, in Canadian football, you have Davis Alexander and Tyler Snead, 2 players on the same team. You have a quarterback and receiver. If this quarterback gets a lot of yards, this receiver should get a lot of yards because this is the number 1 receiver on this team. Now this guy ends up playing and he goes over his passing attempted. This guy ends up not playing. If he would have played, probably would have went over as well, because this guy does go over by about 10. And then right here, Ecuador, Mexico, beautiful call here. Take both these guys to go over their game. Again, they lost to Mexico pretty handedly here, but they ended up having, I believe, like 48% possession, something like that. And both these guys do go over. Mbappe obviously did his thing and gets his passes as well. So hopefully you guys did cash this. Guys, the past couple of days or weeks, whatever you want to say, I have promoted my World Cup pass. It is $35. You get all of my plays, right? All my VIP plays up until the World Cup. At the beginning of the World Cup, I released this for, I think it was like $47. And I told you guys, if you do not make that $47 back, you see it right here. If you do not make the $47 back, then you can completely get a refund on the pass. Now, I'm not doing the refund anymore just because we're halfway through the World Cup. But I mean, if you bought this at the beginning of the World Cup, you have probably at least 5 to 10x your money, all right? You might have even done more. It kind of depends on your unit size and such. But, of course, that's not even in the picture anymore, guys. You guys have obviously cashed and profited in whatever you want to say. Now, I will say, getting in for $35 is still an absolute steal. A lot of you guys probably, if you got into the World Cup pass in the past two days, one day, you have already paid this pass off, right? This was yesterday, guys. We cashed this one and this one back to back. Day before that, I don't know if that's the day before that, but the day before that, which was 3 days ago, we cashed 2 4-man entries, right? So this day right here was like a 15-unit day, and then here's today, which I actually haven't done the math, but I think we probably had like a 6, 7, 8 unit day because of these 2 entries here. And then, yeah, we have a setup right here. Now, this play, I believe this guy is already going over at halftime. This guy is at 30 pass attempts, and it's halftime of this England game. And Congo is actually leading the game right now, which is pretty crazy. So we'll see if some of these other entries can stick around and stuff, but we do have this setup as well. As you guys know, I've talked about these guys a couple of times on this channel. I've probably talked about these guys for a total of like 30 minutes over the past 2 weeks and how much I love to take these guys under. So if you guys do watch these videos. I didn't talk about them for this particular game. I saved it for the VIP. But I mean, if you guys know what I've been talking about for the past 2 weeks, I've pretty much always been on KDB and Doku to go under, and I'm going to continuously take these guys under. And hopefully you guys did get this in, even if you're not in the VIP, because I've obviously leaned for them to go under every single game of the World Cup so far that Belgium has played. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that they can actually, this would be the third game in a row that they would cash for us, right? We cashed a 3-man on this channel about a week and a half ago. We cashed a 3-man on this channel about, I think, like 3 days ago. And then this would be another VIP play that they would go ahead and cash for us as a 4-man intro, right? So the third time in a row if this does go under together. Again, the main reason why we take these guys under together is because they get pulled out of the game early. So this was a close one right here, guys. Michael Elise does go ahead and go over. Here was yesterday's play. JP Crawford could not get it done. I think he went like 0-4 or something. Had a really bad game, but it is what it is. And then here's a setup that we might potentially get. Jude Bellingham does look like he's going to go over at this moment. But again, a big reason why I take Jude is because he plays an attacking role and he is likely to get pulled out of the game early. So we'll see what happens. Again, with England being down at halftime, England probably is going to possess the ball like 90% of the second half, because I guarantee you Congo absolutely is parking the bus right now, because I do believe that the second half is started. I believe that Congo is going to hold on for dear life to try to get a 1-0 win, but we'll see how that happens, guys. If you guys do not know, everything on this channel is tracked. I've tracked the past 2.5 years of sports betting. If you guys have any questions, or you guys like, I don't know, don't believe me or something, I have 1,000 videos on this channel. You guys can go look back into, you can go see like literally my exact unit of what I was up that day, that year, whatever it is, right? I'm sure, you know, it is literally July 1st. So I have a video probably July 1st, 2025, and I have a video July 1st, 2024. So 3 videos now on the same day every single year where I go over the same stuff, to be honest with you guys. And if you guys have stuck around through that entire journey, then I don't even know what to say. I'm so appreciative to you guys. But if you guys are newer, I love when you guys are new here, because I feel like when I talk about correlation, just as I talked about with the football guys, like Canadian football, and when I talk about the pass attempts, a lot of guys, they get that light bulb moment in their mind and they go, oh my gosh, why am I not betting like this? Why am I not taking guys to go over passes or under passes, or over kills, under kills in esports? It makes so much sense, but so many people do not bet like this for some reason. And I just personally think there's just not as much information out there. There needs to be more information. So that is my goal, guys, to get you guys profitable sports betting. And the best way to be profitable sports betting for the past 3 years has been using correlation. And if you're early to this journey, welcome in. There's still an infinite amount of time left to go ahead and utilize this strategy, okay? So with NOVIG, guys, you can actually get 1 free month of my VIP with my code DETECTIVE. You get 90% off your first purchase. You can do the same thing with Kalshi. Now I'm running this June promo. So now, actually, I forgot to change this, but now it's just going to be 1 month free of the VIP. So go ahead and utilize that there. You guys can also sign up for Underdog Fantasy and BETR as well, which BETR, we have our first pick of the day right here. And we're going to take this guy, I believe his name is Balgun, and we're going to take him over 2.5 shots attempted. All right. So as I always say on BETR and Sleeper, you can make about $300 to $400 a month on BETR and Sleeper. I will be withdrawing my January withdrawal soon here. I will say this month we actually did better on Sleeper than we did on BETR. So in May, we did better on BETR by a long shot than we did on Sleeper. On Sleeper, I think we almost doubled the money that we made on BETR this last month, all right? So you have to have both apps, because both apps give you about 2 to 3 discounts on each app. So why would you have one when you wouldn't have the other, right? You should have both apps, because again, you get about 2 to 3 discounts on BETR, 2 to 3 discounts on Sleeper, and I can never guarantee you if BETR is going to be better than Sleeper in 1 month, or Sleeper is going to be better and BETR the other month, right? In May, we did better on BETR. In June, we did better on Sleeper. So my withdrawal on Sleeper is going to be actually more than it is on BETR, but I will show you guys that in the next coming days. But again, take this guy over on his discount, and then we're going to take this guy here. His name is Joe Tag 3, and we're going to take him under 17.5 headshots in this game right here, Beastie Academy. And this is going to be a League of Legends, a Counter-Strike play right here, okay, on BETR. So that's going to be the first pick of the day. The second pick of the day, guys, we're going to be utilizing our 3-man strategy with hitter fantasy score, and then taking 2 guys on 1 team to go under together, right? So the first pick here is Junior Camaro. Hopefully I said that guy's name right. And we're going to take him over hitter fantasy score at 7, okay? So the number one reason why I like this pick is his hits, runs, RBI line, like his normal line right now on FanDuel, DraftKings, on PrizePicks, PrizePicks underdog is at 2.5. Okay, so his line, what these sportsbooks are setting him at, and what they think he's going to get is either 2 hits, runs, RBIs or 3 hits, runs, RBIs, which is a lot. That's a really, really high line for these players. Now, that being said, his hitter fantasy score is only 7 right now. So that is incredibly low for someone whose line is 2.5 hitter hits, runs, RBIs, right? That's like a line that you would see for like Shohei Ohtani or something like that, like one of the best players in the league, okay? Now, the Rays have been very hot, and they are winning, and all their batters are doing very well, and Junior is no exception, right? He is absolutely crushing it. This one game, he got 48 fantasy score. I don't even know how you get 48 fantasy score. He must have he had 3 home runs. Wow, I didn't even know that. But yeah, he's hit like a home run pretty much every game, guys. All we need is about 2 hits, runs, RBIs, and again, that is what his line is set at 2.5. So we need about 2. If we can get 3, then he'll easily go over. If we can get 2, if it's like a RBI and like a run, then we would be good, okay? So this is the first play here. I think 7 is way too low, so we're going to take him there. And then we're going to take 2 players on Argentina. Messi obviously does not need an introduction here. This is actually happening on Friday, so I'm seeing early value here, especially on Messi. This is way too high. I have no idea what this line is, guys. There's been a couple of players that I've consistently taken under throughout the tournament. It's been Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, okay, on Belgium, and then it has been Jude Bellingham on England, which we're taking right now, and then it's also been Lionel Messi. And Messi has had one of the best starts to the World Cup that you can ever see, but he has gone under every single game, and there's a very simple reason, okay? It doesn't mean that he sucks. Obviously, he doesn't. He's the best player ever, but guys, getting 60 pass attempts as a striker. He has played this position every single game. All 3 games, he has played this position. He came in at this position. He is this position, which is a striker on this team. To get 60 pass attempts, I don't care whether you say he plays a false 9 or he comes back a little bit and he walks around and stuff, guys. First of all, he does walk around a lot, so that means that he's not going to have that much intention on the field. But guys, he is a striker for this team. His main goal is to score goals. That is all he does for Argentina. Now, if you look at him for Inter Miami, if you look at him for Barcelona back in the day, his role might have been completely different. He might have been more like right here and more facilitating stuff, right? And that's maybe what he does at the club level. But the thing about it, guys, is Argentina has a extremely solid midfield. So they don't need Messi coming back for the midfield. They need him to go score goals, okay? So he is playing a very traditional striker role, and that's why he's scoring so many goals for Argentina this tournament, and the same reason that they won last tournament, because he plays as a striker, okay? Way too high for him. This should be, I kid you not, this should be 45. This should be 45. This is one of the best plays I've seen all tournament long. Again, guys, you have to understand, it doesn't mean it's going to hit, okay? I'm saying right now that this probably has an 80-85% chance of hitting. But again, there's still a chance that he does have some incredible game. It's still Messi. And also there is a slight chance that for some random reason, the Argentina coach randomly puts him right here or something. And then if he's playing right here where Alexi McAllister's playing, then yes, this is a really good line for him. And I would honestly look for the overs. But again, he does not play this role. He either plays here or maybe he's going to play here. But again, every single game that I'm seeing in Argentina, he plays as a striker, okay? Rodrigo De Paul, this is also way too high for him. Now, De Paul has a higher chance of going over here because De Paul does play here, and he sometimes does float around in the middle here. But again, he is playing a winger position. So he's playing on the baseline, and he is playing, or the sideline, and he is playing to kind of feed Messi a little bit, all right? So the guys who get the passes on this team are right here. These are the guys who get all the passes. So I'm not saying to take these guys over, but it'd be a lot smarter to take guys like this to go over than guys like this to go over, okay? This is the territory here that you want to look for unders because a couple of reasons. First of all, these guys play where they don't have that many passing opportunities because they play so far up the field or in the side of the field like this. And then 2, Rodrigo De Paul and Messi are both the oldest players on this team. So I was actually wrong earlier in the tournament. I thought that Messi would only play 60, 70 minutes a game because I thought he was a little bit old, but obviously he's proved me wrong there. Same thing with Ronaldo. It looks like they're not taking some of these star players or these kind of historic players out of the game early. I kind of thought they would, but they are taking players like Rodrigo De Paul out. And Rodrigo De Paul is about 33 years old, so he's not old, but he's on the older end, especially considering a lot of these guys are in their mid-20s, their primes, and and stuff, okay? So DePaul, they do actually take him out early in this game. So I'm expecting him to play about 80 minutes, and getting 85 passes in 80 minutes is a very, very tall tale, especially when you're playing at this far end of the field over here, okay, guys? I know they're playing Capo Verde. I know it's a really easy team. They should have like 75-80% possession. I get all of that, guys. But especially if Messi can find the goal early and these guys can score early, then they're just, if they can get up like 2-0 early, which they could definitely do, then they'll just play defensively and they'll let Cabo Verde do whatever they want, and they'll just defend Cabo Verde, and they'll just go ahead and be content with like a 60% possession win or something like that, okay? So go ahead and take this play, guys. Again, I cannot stress enough how insane this line is for Messi. It's so high, all right? And again, to re-emphasize, Messi could score 3 goals for sure, but he could still go way under this line. That's what he did when he got the hat trick in the first game. His line was like 45 and he had like 40 pass attempts, but he had a hat trick. So he had one of the best games ever in the World Cup history, but he still went under his pass attempts. So that's really important to understand, is I'm not saying that Messi is going to have a bad game. I'm just saying that he's not going to have this many passes, all right? So beautiful play here on Better, guys. You guys know where to find me. You guys can sign up for Poly Market, for Kalshi, for Underdog Fantasy, for Better, for Sleeper, for Rebet, for ONYX odds. You know, I have all these apps you guys can sign up for and get into my VIP for $10 or less. And then if you do want to get into the VIP for all the World Cup plays, you guys can get in for just $35. If you just want a simple way to get into the VIP, how can I just buy a pass to get all your World Cup plays? Very simple there. That's going to be down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.